Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a lesson that will show you how to complete the W drawing with full dimensioning and a review of title block completion. So I've already downloaded the PDF document from the hub, which is right here, which I'm going to be referencing. I also have this open on my iPad as well. And again, when you complete these drawings, this is how you should be doing it. You should be referencing this PDF file on your iPad next to your monitor while you complete the drawing. That PDF file is found in the hub under Content, under AutoCAD PDF Files for iPad, and it is listed right here, WPDF. Now the reason I'm not referencing this currently on my computer is because it's a little difficult for you to see in my recording. So I just want to show it a couple of times here just to kind of talk about some things that are going to be new. So dimensioning is a bit of a review because we've learned how to do it in the shape drawing. The only thing that is different is, or new I should say, is running this angular dimension of 45 degrees and running this 30 dimension, which is going to be run a little bit differently. So another thing we have to review is how far are dimensions stacked from the drawing. Right here, when dimensioning a drawing, the first stack of dimensions are set 12 millimeters away from the drawing, and the second set and every set thereafter are 10 millimeters away. So nothing is changing since our last drawing. So I think we're ready to get started. So I'm going to click back into AutoCAD and I'm going to begin. Now this origin is sitting here. It's no longer connected to the drawing, but it doesn't matter. We can leave this origin here. It doesn't bother me, so I'm going to be leaving it right where it is and not touching it. So let's review what we know. So we've learned to use the linear dimension tool, which is found above in annotation tab, which is here. I'm going to be selecting linear dimension, and I'm going to be clicking this endpoint and this endpoint, pulling a dimension vertically and snapping it to the endpoint right here at the corner of the W. Why do I do that? Because I need to reference the 12 millimeters away from the part. So once I've run this dimension, I can just select it. When I'm not in a command, grab it at the blue node grip at the dimension value, click it once, drag it to the left, and type in 12. And that is going to give me the spacing that I need. Alright, so it kind of trails over the origin here, but that doesn't matter, so don't worry about that. And I can see my 2 millimeter gap from the part from my dimension extension lines, which is something that happens naturally that you don't need to worry about. Looks great. I can also grab a utility and snap from the arrowhead to the top left corner of the part, and I see 12 millimeters. So everything is exactly where it needs to be. Okay, so moving on. I also need to run a dimension 60 millimeters this way, and then run a linear horizontal stack of the 20 and the 30. So I'm going to, again, I can right click. Actually, I can't right click and repeat because I measured. So I'm going to have to actually go up to the toolbar, select linear, select this endpoint and this endpoint, come down, snap it to that endpoint. Whoops, I made a little mistake. I'm gonna erase this so I can select it, and I can hit the erase on the modify toolbar, or I can hit the delete key. So I'll hit the erase for now. All right, so let's try that again. linear dimension, endpoint to endpoint, come down, and the reason I messed up because I zoomed in too far, I didn't see it jump. So I have to click it when I see the preview I like, which is horizontally, and left click the endpoint. Like before, select it as a grip, pull the dimension down, and then key in 12 on your keyboard and hit enter. I can now right click my mouse and left click repeat dim linear instead of having to go up to the toolbar, right? That's kind of a shortcut to do things a little faster. So again, I'm going to click here and here, come down, and there's my 20. I can right click again, left click repeat dim linear, go to here, and then snap my 30 right in line. So these arrowheads all have to chain up, obviously, and then if this one is already referenced 12 millimeters away, if I snap these two in line with the arrowheads, they're also going to be 12 millimeters away, and I don't have to worry about doing that step every time where I snap it to the part and then come down 12. We also have another linear dimension up at the top, the overall. So again, right click, left click, repeat dim linear, snap endpoint to endpoint, come up, and endpoint snap to the edge of the part, grab the dimension at the grip, and come up 12 millimeters. Just like that. And you can hit escape to end the command or enter to end the command. Alright, so we have to add two dimensions that, two dimension styles we've never seen before. One is angular. So that is found in this drop down menu where it defaults to linear dimension. If I hit the down arrow, I can select angular dimension here. It's the third one down. So I'm going to left click it, zoom in with my wheel, and I'm already ready to do this because my cursor is a little white square. So I can select this horizontal line and this angular line, and what it's going to do is it's going to pull the dimension. Now I'm not going to be snapping this dimension any specific distance like I do with the linear dimensions. I'm just going to drop it until the arrowhead. See, if I run the dimension low, the arrows are on the outside. If I slide it up, the arrows go inside. I just want to slide it enough so that the arrows are inside. I could even do it here, but I'd like to leave it somewhere roughly centered. So we're right about here. And again, I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not inputting any values. I just want the arrows inside like this, and then I'll left click, and that will create the dimension. Now here's the tricky one, the last one that goes right here, which represents the thickness of the W. I can't use the linear dimension. This will not work. I have to use what is called the aligned dimension. If I pick the aligned dimension, I can find what is called the midpoint snap here. I can left click it, and I can come up to here, and I can also find the midpoint here. But look what happens. It doesn't give me, if I left click that dimension, it doesn't give me the right value. It says that it's 30 here, and this is reading 30.82. So have I made a mistake in drawing the W? I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is select it, and I'm going to erase this. Now we're going to learn now how to access the object snap properties from the status bar. As you can see, ortho is turned on, and ortho's been on this entire video. I didn't mention it earlier, but make sure that ortho is turned on when you're running linear dimensions. It's going to make things much, much simpler. If I come over with my mouse over to here, which is called Object Snap, OSnap F3, which is turned on, again, you won't be able to snap anything unless this is switched on, and it's always on. If you were to turn it off, you'd left click it. It would tell you in the command line OSnap off, and you wouldn't be able to snap anything. If I grab a line and I can't pick up any of my object snaps, that's very, very difficult to create a drawing accurately. So you want to make sure that that is turned on with a click. It says OSnap on, and now I can pick up my snaps again. But what's important to know here is I need to right click this while it's on. So right click and then left click Object Snap Settings. And this is going to bring me into a menu here. And I want to make sure, you need to make sure that okay, so some of these snaps we have turned on here. You know, we have endpoint, midpoint, center, quadrant, intersection, all very important. You want to make sure that perpendicular is turned on. We can't run the align dimension without the perpendicular snap and the midpoint snap checked on. So it looks like mine was already checked on. So I just made an error in snapping it. So I'm just going to hit OK. Left click OK because I don't have anything I need to change. All right, so I'm back in my aligned dimension. I'm just going to cancel that out and do this from scratch again. So make sure align dimension is selected. Find the midpoint snap. If it's not showing up, make sure this is not turned off. Your object snap setting F3. Left click where you see the midpoint and come up until you find the perpendicular snap right here. Right, I snapped here originally, come up to what is perpendicular, wait for the word to show up, and then left click, and then left click again. And you're going to get that 30 dimension exactly how it needs to be. And now that should look just like the sheet. Okay, what is next? Well, we have to throw all the dimensions on the appropriate layer. So we're going to select these. I like to draw boxes from top right to bottom left. I'll just select that one and select that one. Go up to my layers and select dimensions from the list. All right, and that is it. The W is almost done, ready for handing in. The only thing I have to do now is complete the title block. So this is going to be a quick review of title block editing. When you're not in a command line is dimly listing type of command. We'll just double click, left click, double click into the X, backspace, make sure caps lock is on, type W, and then left click out. Double click into drawn by, backspace, type your first initial, period, space, and last name. Date, same thing, double click. It goes month, day, year. So today is the second month, backslash, the 19th day, backslash, and 21st year. Scale, we talked about this. All these drawings are going to be 1-to-1 scale. So we're going to be we're doing a ratio. So basically, we're going to be making sure we're getting that colon symbol in there. And then 1. And then lastly, drawing number. It is 101. Last 3 digits of our course code, dash, and it's 02 because this is our second drawing, and we'll click out. Now, the scale doesn't look like it's centered very well. So again, I'm just going to select it, and I'm going to select move and just eyeball it a little more to the right. And if your name doesn't center as nicely as you'd like it to or as it should, you can also just move that one. So you can select it, come up to modify, hit move, and then just click on it and then just drag it a little. In my case, I'm dragging mine a little to the right and centering it. Right? Same thing with the W. Hit the move. There. Perfect. So all I have to do now is hit the save button. This is already saved into my my AutoCAD drawings folder I've created on my computer. And that completes this drawing. So this drawing is ready to be submitted at this point. And the next time we talk, we're going to be taking a look at how to draw the arrow, which is an entirely polar mode drawing. It doesn't have any vertical or horizontal lines included in it. So until that time, take care, talk to you soon, and have a great day.